First of all, you need to find a sitting position that allows you to sit upright and place your hands on the keys with a straight wrist, not bent upwards or downwards. Think of your hands as an extension of your arms. It is important that you're able to move your hands back and forth over the keys without getting stiff or cramped. Generally, you want your fingers, your hands, and your wrists to be relaxed. So every time you feel any tension or pain during practice, simply lift your hands to relax them. Maybe even shake them a little bit to loosen up. If you put your hands down now, they are in a relaxed and natural position, with rounded fingers and the wrist that's able to move. Your hands should never feel like machines doing hard work. You want them to move as elegantly as a cat that barely seems to touch the ground. Basically, you want to allow your fingers to be as lazy as possible and to play with very little force and effort. So instead of playing like this, aim for this. Even when you want to play loudly, never use brute force. Your hand can be powerful and relaxed at the same time. Now, the reason why it is often recommended to practice scales is that they help you apply many important principles. Let's take a D major scale as an example. We'll begin with our right thumb on D, and then play E with our index finger. Now we notice that in order to play F sharp with our middle finger in a comfortable position, we need to move our hand further into the keyboard. We want to avoid any sudden movements, so while we play the first two notes, we already need to make sure that our middle finger is in the right position to play the black key without any awkward movements. After that, we could use the remaining two fingers to play G and A. However, now we run into a problem because our scale doesn't end there. So, in order to continue, we would need to jump up with our hand or turn our hand in some awkward way. Of course, there's a better solution. While our middle finger is on F sharp, we can move our thumb below the other fingers to the next key, often called a thumb tuck. Then, while you press this key with your thumb, your whole hand can move up and return to its natural, relaxed position, which allows you to play the remaining notes of our scale very comfortably. Once we've reached the top D, we can do the same thing in reverse. We play down until we reach the thumb. Then we move our middle finger above the thumb to play F sharp and get our hand back towards its natural position for the remaining two notes. Let's do the whole thing one more time. If we perform another thumb tuck after the second black key, we can even extend our scale over 2 octaves. To show which finger should play which key, we can add fingering numbers to the music notation. In this system, the fingers on each hand are numbered from 1 to 5, beginning with the thumb. The idea is to write these numbers on top of a note whenever the hand position wouldn't be clear, or whenever a change in position takes place. So, in our example of the D major scale, we would write a 1 above the first D, telling us that we play this note with our thumb, and another 1 above G, telling us to perform a thumb tuck when we play the F sharp. Let's play a D major scale with the left hand and follow the fingering instructions on the page. Sometimes sheet music comes with fingering numbers, which can be very helpful. However, when you begin learning a piece, It can actually be a really useful process to figure out your own fingering. It forces you to consciously look at the piece step by step and find the most ergonomic way to play it for your hands. Of course, playing scales might not be the most musically interesting thing to do. However, it's not only a great exercise for improving your hand movement, it's also a fantastic way to get familiar with the sharps and flats in all keys.